Hello, hello. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you now.
There we
Perfect.
go.
So, how have things been? How has
Oh,
Melee
pretty
been
good.
going? Yeah, tell me everything.
Okay. Yeah, things have been pretty good. I've been playing more Melee in the last week with trying to focus on the key takeaways from last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going well. Like it's certainly becoming a little bit more clear. It's definitely helpful to kind of have like a bit more of a game plan to refer to when like things aren't going so well, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what are some of the benefits? So, what are some of the benefits you've noticed from like having this game plan and from some of the things like are there any specifics from the key takeaways that are you're finding to be more helpful than the others or like that or especially helpful?
I've found like pretty much all of this stuff to be pretty helpful, especially when I'm like going back into my own games. Like if I have like a couple hard ones. I'm like what happened there? Why am I getting beaten so badly? I can kind of go back and like diagnose the issues a little bit more easily.
Okay. So like how does
Um,
that how does that look?
well, I do find that in this game, like especially, I think I have a tendency to like tilt,
Mm-hmm.
and then once that happens, kind of start or stop thinking, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, So it's kind of nice to have something which is just like, okay, like, am I doing like the things I'm supposed to? Like, am I actually like, following any kind of a game plan, or am I just like fucking in there losing it? And I have something to sort of refer back to, I guess, and kind of get myself like back on track.
Yeah.
Um, I've definitely been getting a ton of success off just forward smashing more often.
Mm-hmm.
Could probably be doing it more still.
Okay. So what is like that? What's a benefit that you're noticing that like from doing that? Like, are you getting more kills? Are you getting more edge guards? Like, is the early game easier? Like, what's
Uh, like literally everything. Like, finding myself like using that in places where I would normally like down tilt or do something else which is like safer. Like a lot of moments I've realized, like, I've chased a guy across stage and, like, I'll throw like a down tilt, looking to do an overshoot and immediately realize, like, oh, if I just forward smash there, he's dead.
yeah?
Yeah.
Like,
So definitely getting like a lot of kills that way of just like kind of launching it, especially in that space, like when I'm trying to like run someone down. Uh, yeah, throwing it in as a combo finisher, edge guard, like, everywhere.
gotcha. So with that in mind, my question then would be, are there any areas of your game where you find that what we went over hasn't been solving that issue? Like I think that you mentioned am I correct in like recalling that you said the Peach matchup is a bit of a headache right now?
I wouldn't say headache exactly, but like I definitely, don't know like a lot of the combo routes or like kind of like, ways to approach her. I find like my defense in general is like pretty spotty, specifically when someone's like kind of right on top of me or I'm in shield.
Hmm.
I feel like that's kind of like an issue that Marth just has as a character. But
Yeah, so I would say with that one specifically, a lot of things are forgiven if you are good at wave dash out of shield.
nice.
Yeah, so like a lot of those issues are solved specifically by wave dash out of shield. Now, how do you find the neutral versus Peach? Like, because I think that like one of the things that's like can be tricky about her is that the idea that like she's a floaty, so usually the instinct is we just camp her, but like that doesn't really work versus her. So I'm just wondering if you've kind of gotten to that point where you figured that out.
Yeah, like I do find like I need to sort of keep like a bit of a medium spacing, like kind of right in the range where I want to tease her to pull a turnip.
Yeah, so like if we were gonna like formalize that into a spacing here, it's probably like around here.
Yeah.
Because like here we can like we can move around with like and to like play to beat her dash attack like easily.
Mhm.
But like if she pulls turnip, then we can like we have ways of attacking her. So that's good. So in terms of like how you get out of shield, I would say the biggest thing is just being good at this.
Mhm.
Which I'm messing up because I'm used to Falco's timing right now. But like you can see like the distance that you create like with this kind of with wave dash out of shield. Like I'd say there's a few like general like spacings with wave dash out of shield that you want to be aware of. Like let's turn wave dash info on. One of them I would say is kind of like this, like, down... This, like... It's not, like, if she's here, you want to be able to do, like, this on command, like, with some reliability. Because you can see the utility of that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, a very powerful reversal that, like... And it's not exactly, like, a full away wave dash. Like, you can see that. It's kind of, like... It's almost in the notch, but not quite.
Okay.
Because you can see that, like, it says wave dash, like, when it's around, like, 42... Like, it's a little bit more than, like... Yeah, you can see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, it's not quite, like, all the way to, like, a sideways one, like, one of these. Like, one of these, if I can do them. Like, yeah. See, like, these ones are much more further out, but they're almost too far at that point to, like, actually hit her. So it's, like, it's kind of like a close one, but not exactly. Like, it's, like, this middle distance. There we go. So that one is important. Obviously, then the distance for, like, actual evasion is, like, very key. So these longer ones are, like, handy for that. So the utility of these longer ones is, like, these are the ones where you would, like, wave dash away, and then you would like dash dance, go into, like, dash dance stance. And then there's also, like, uses for, like, even shorter ones. Like, some people do these short ones so that they can grab after. Like, so that they stay more within, like, a grabbing range, like, for things like that. But I would say, like, one long one for the tip or F smash zone, and then one short one, so that, like, that, like, you want it to be you want the number to be above 45, basically.
Okay.
Like that. If you are around 40, it's not the end of the world. Like, if you're around 45, like, 43, it's not the end of the world. But the idea is that, like, this is the one where you would, like, be intending to do something like that after. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. That covers shield. The other thing that... Actually, another thing that Marth can do, kind of, like, uniquely, is his light shield is like, light shield is a pretty decent option with him versus Peach as well. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Zane use that. But, like, it basically... The utility of it is that... if Peach is, like, hitting our shield with powerful stuff, we slide very far from her. So let's go into the shield drop training so we can demonstrate that very quickly. So, like, we'll have her... Yeah. Actually, we'll do away. See how quickly we're easily we're, like, actionable. Like,
but that's because you're getting the slide off as well, right?
Yeah, but even if we get pushed backwards, as long as we hit the fast fall, we never go into tech, and we're good.
Okay.
So, like,
is that something that's, like, platform specific, or is that just like, can do it anywhere?
Yeah, so, like, the way this works is that, like, when we're hit off the platform facing, like, facing towards, like, when we're facing forwards, we're hit off, like, the platform backwards, any surface, really, our character goes through this, like, tumbling animation. And if it reaches this point, like, around this point, then we actually enter knockdown. But the cool thing is you can skip that by fast falling. Because it needs to get to a certain, like, it needs to get to a certain point in its animation for it to, like, actually do that. So the way it works is, if she'll cooperate and hit us with a strong hit, you just fast fall, and you can see, like, we're not getting to that, like, teetering point the way that we do here. Because I'll not do it if she'll cooperate. See, like, it has to do with, like, how long we're in that spinning animation.
Okay. Can you do anything else out of that? Like, even when you're in that sort of, like, half tumble, can you throw out an attack in that space?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So
if you're facing the other way, though, you can.
Yeah. Yeah, because the other way doesn't have that animation. The other way we could, like, do it. We could act immediately. Here, let's do that. Fascinating. Yeah, it's cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could double jump.
What are the other mechanics around like light shielding? It's you get pushed away further, but there's less or there's more shield stun. Is that right?
Yeah. So here, let's turn we'll turn frame advantage on, and we will show you. Frame advantage, here we go. And we'll just go to the training lab, because this is easy to set up. So we will have Peach, our lovely assistant, record a bit. So this is all her light shield. So we're actually plus on block with this.
Okay.
So, like, this is guaranteed.
Mm.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
But if we then have her, let's turn this off, and then we'll go to control, no save positions to clear it, and we'll go to record. Play back.
-2. Got it.
Yep. So it increases by, or like plus, or like 0 or 1. But you can see that like the amount of shield, the amount of advantage we have is significantly smaller.
Mm-hmm. Now that like first part of the upper hitbox you're doing, that has like more shield stun than other moves, it seems.
Yeah. So the way if we do fighter collision. We'll use we'll do frame by frame for this. So I'm just going to turn this off for a second. So, and we'll turn this into frame advance. So, yeah, L is fine. So, this part of the upper hitbox here, this is the tipper. So this does 13, and the rest of these do 10. Or like 9. Like, I think this one does 9 and these two do 10. Something like that.
Okay.
So, damage in the shield stun in this game is determined by damage. So, there's actually a formula. I can share it with you. It is not perfect, but it is like, it's perfect for hard shield. Light shield changes it, because it changes one of the values. But for calculating on a hard shield, it's damage plus damage plus 4.45 divided by 2.235 rounded down to the nearest frame.
Good lord.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's not actually that complicated. This is just 13 for this. No, seriously, yeah. It's 17.45 over 2.235 round down to nearest whole number. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. It's like it's just basic it's just division and round down.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
it's just so interesting that there's a formula that's based on like that.
Yeah. So what we can do, with that in mind, if we have Peach Shield, the reason that this is zeroed, we break even here. We'll just turn these off. The reason we break even here is because we're landing the frame after we hit her shield. And then we're going through our L cancel time. The L cancel time on this move is 7 frames, and if we plug the 13 damage we do into that shield stun formula, then we get 7 frames of stun. So after we hit the shield on this frame, we then have 7 frames of shield stun after. So then, which is our L cancel time. The -1 and -2 and -3s that we're getting, what they represent is travel time before we hit the ground. So like here, we spent 2 frames airborne before we hit the ground. So we are -2. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. And you can what the cool thing is that Marth's Fair works in a similar way. This is part of why this is such a good move. Because, really, you can be, +0 with this. So with that in mind, do you play any other fighting games?
Yeah, I played the Capcom ones, like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom at those 2 series.
Gotcha. So you might be used to you might see -1 and -2 and be like, why is this good?
Well, they're so fewer actions that are shield than there are in a standard fighting game, right?
I'm not sure if there's how many actions out of block are there in a standard fighting game?
All of them.
Okay. Yeah, that would definitely do it. in this game, we have our aerials, we have our shield grab, and we have our movements. So, like, jumping out of shield, and we have wave dash out of shield, we have roll and stuff. And all of those take time.
Mm-hmm.
So because of this, we can easily, like, if we put Peach doing any of her attacks out of shield, how many of them hit us from here?
None.
Right. So this is why, like, this is a good position.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can just, like, kind of keep doing, like, if she tries to, like, interrupt us while we're doing these, we can kind of just keep doing our thing.
Right.
Something I want you to notice, after I hit her, the amount of advantage we're getting is also smaller. Right? We're not getting, like, +0 anymore, and it's because of the staling.
Mm.
So it takes into consideration staling in this formula.
Okay.
Because, again, it's all just damage. Well, how much damage would this move have done?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll notice it's like 5 now. But the cool thing about Marth is he doesn't actually care about this for the most part, because so much of what he does is just based on, like, just being outside of the shield grab range anyway. He's probably one of the kings of, like, the far space. Like, there's kind of 2 types of shield pressure. There's, like, stuff like this, where you're, like, frame trapping them with, like, speed. Marth can do that. Marth can do that. But what he's even better at is just, like, this one, where you're just play outside of their immediate hit range out of shield. This is, like, really where he gets a lot of his pressure, like, dominates people, because all you're doing is you're never interacting with their stuff. Like, you're never really interacting directly with their stuff. They can try to put things out for you to, like, contest, but, like, you're not really interested in, like, doing anything risky. So, yeah. Because, like, the thing is, like, this only looks okay for the Peach because we have infinite shield on. But the second we turn it off, they have to figure out a way out of this. Or they will just, like, lose their shield at some point. And that makes sense, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So because shielding is naturally disadvantaged state, like, yeah, we don't have to, like, a lot of times, like, what Marth is doing with his shield pressure is all he's doing is just tapping them when they're in shield and waiting, and we're covering space. Because he doesn't actually have to put that much effort into, like, pressuring someone. He's already got that figured out. This is also why it's good for him to light shield when he's under pressure, because he's just trying to create, like, make the space between him and his opponent bigger, like, big enough, so that he can, like, get his, like, sword out. Because once he can do that, then they have to kind of respect his zone again, because he has the best moves in the game. Like, he is the best priority in the game. So, yeah. I know that we kind of got onto a tangent there, but was any of that helpful?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. Because I do worry that I sometimes ramble and get into, like, things that people didn't actually ask for. So,
okay.
And
this looks like something that you can apply to, like, just any matchup.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like, again, this is part of why, if you'll indulge me, this is why Jigglypuff's pressure is broken. So, let's have Peach do her shield, and let's have Peach not act out of shield for funsies. So, -13, that seems really bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how long does a wave dash take? If you don't know, I can tell you. It's fine.
Yes. Yeah, please just tell me.
Jump squat plus 10.
Okay.
So a jump squat will be between 3, 4, 5 for most characters. So like Fox, Sheik, ice climbers, they're gonna be 3. For Marth, Mario, Doc, Pikachu, I think. Pikachu might be 3. For a bunch of characters, it'll be 4. And then for Falco, Peach, Jigglypuff herself, etc., it'll be 5. Can she reach me with anything other than, like, a wave dash or, like, a full hop or something out of shield where she goes into the air and then starts falling? Probably not.
No.
So does this 13 matter?
Nope.
Right, because by the time they get into their fighting stance, I'm actionable.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why this is so safe. This is why this works. It actually just works. Like, it sounds crazy, but it is true. Because in order for her to interact with this, she has to, like, move out of shield, which means that, like, a lot of times, like, we teach shield pressure from a very spacies, like, mindset, where it's, like, it's all about, you know, you have to get in, you have to get in here, you have to frame trap people, like, with your jab and stuff, and, like, just, like, kind of go for this crap. But that is not the case. Because if you stay outside of their immediate hit range, all of a sudden things that are, like, not safe if we land close to their shield grab range, or things that would be really sketchy if we landed close to their shield grab range, are suddenly no longer sketchy because of, like, the time required just to, like, hit us for if they moved out of shield. And this is also why her back air is so much better than her forward air, because you'll notice there's way more duration on this.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it riskier. But this is, like, it's the perfect balance of, like, being like efficient enough and disjointed enough that it, like, contests moves, but also, like, efficient enough on shield that you can't really technically do anything about it except unless you have a read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Puff Bear good. Yeah.
Like, intuitively, I think I always knew that, but
It's kind of nice having the concrete example, though, isn't it? Because it's
it
like...
is, yeah. I like seeing the real evidence of it.
Yeah, because now we're not questioning it anymore. It's just like this is a fact of this character, in the same way that, like, we know not to do, like, certain things versus in the same way that we know not to, like, contest ices for doing certain things. We know, like, this is part of why Marth's Nair is good, honestly, because, like, even this -7 does not matter. Like, this -7 on this auto-cancel Nair doesn't matter if we, like, land outside of their shield grab zone. If I could, like, hit the fast fall properly. Yeah. Like, -7 means nothing if the opponent, like, needs, like, if the opponent needs to use their movement to move out of shield. I think that a lot of reason why people, like, shied away from this move is because we just didn't, like, we didn't understand that as well as we needed to. Even -9, -8, it doesn't matter because we're not in range of anything they can do in that amount of time. They have to wave dash, which means that we can, like, always get out of the way.
How fast is the grab startup?
7.
7, okay.
So a lot of times, like, the reason people say, like, you know, the reason why all the numbers are green on negative, like, when it's fewer than 7 is because of that. But again, this is where we teach the game in a very spacies, like, focused mindset, because not every character has to be as close as a space animal to hit a shield. And this is where I'm like, this is where, like, our biases, like, this is a very university thing, like, just, like, you know, gender studies or whatever. But, like, I'm serious. Like, the dominant culture that, like, decides how we learn this game does impact it. Because, like, we can see that system makes a lot of sense for a character like Fox. But the reality is not everyone pressures like him. So, yeah. A lot of guides to shield pressure are going to tell you things that are more based around, like, frame efficiency, but really, spacing is what matters most to Marth. If frame efficiency matters a little bit, but you can get away with a lot if your footing's good.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So do you know that player, Chester?
Reggie? Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember him telling me something once that, like, cracked me up where we had a tournament, and he's like, you know, most people will tell you that spacing's important, but they're wrong. It's super important. And he just wanted to drill that into me.
Oh, it is the most important thing in the game. Your footing is what determines whether or not you're good. I'm not even kidding.
Nice.
Yeah. So with that in mind, is there anything that you would like to go over in more depth, or, like, do you have any further questions for me, or, like, yeah, because I really want to see your play.
Okay. I do have some more kind of, like, just, like, nebulous and, like, general questions. Nothing that's, like, really specific to, like, what we've been talking about in the last couple of sessions.
Well, hit me. Maybe hit me. What's on your mind?
Okay. I've always been curious about, like, how like, hit stun works, because is it character dependent on their weight?
Kind of.
Okay.
I will get let me open my. Let me get back to broadcasting so we can tackle this.
Okay.
So, you're asking very good questions, which is good. Let's take. She's a pretty extreme outlier. Let's start with her. So let's turn DI display on. Let's bring her over, and let's do smash DI frequency none. Then we'll put her to
I'm not seeing any video right now.
I am broadcasting.
Hmm.
Click it. We're in Discord. Click our name, like where our names are.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Okay, cool. So with this in mind, you can see where she goes. Let's turn her trajectory DI to something a little more stable. Let's do none. So, is hit stun affected by knockback? Short answer, sorry, is hit stun affected by weight? Short answer, yes. More complicated answer, it is dependent on knockback, which is determined by a combination of your weight and also your fall speed. But your fall speed determines vertical knockback, which isn't considered in the formula. So characters with the same weight will have the same knockdown percents, for example. Does that make sense to you?
But the same weight character has the same knockdown percent. Yes, yes it does.
Even if their gravity or like their buoyancy is different. Because buoyancy is like your like the way to think about it is your weight determines how much stun you take from an attack. But your gravity determines how much how much like resistance there is from the ground to pull you back to the ground. So as a way we can demonstrate this, Sheik and Peach are the same weight. Okay, so I want you to pay very careful attention to like how Sheik is sent when I up air her. We're just gonna have her DI outwards at 30%. Oh, right, and it's not going to appear, the trajectory arc will not appear because Sheik is just bugged with Uncle Punch, so just like, kind of like see where she goes.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, with this in mind, let's now grab Peach, because we're going to do the same thing with her, and we're going to see like what the difference between those things are. So, we're going to do 30%, we're going to do DI display on. And then we're going to do smash DI frequency none, trajectory DI outwards. See how she goes high? Like, it's the same distance, but she goes higher. So this is like how those two things are alike. But if she was a heavier character, she would be closer to me. So then to prove that, let's grab Samus. Because Samus is more buoyant than Peach. She's floatier, so to speak, but she is also heavier. So we're gonna up air her at 30, and you're gonna see how that impacts it, and we'll put DI display on. See what I mean? So she like stays. She doesn't go as far, but she goes higher. So is this starting to make some amount of sense?
An amount of it.
Okay, so what doesn't make sense?
So she just hangs in the air a little longer. She doesn't quite go as far. She just kind of hangs there.
She doesn't go as far away from us, but she goes higher in the air than us. She goes higher in the air.
Fast. Okay. So these characters are like more susceptible to being killed directly off the top?
Yeah, of course they are. In fact, let's let combo training. Combo training will be very good for this. So, Samus is really heavy. Let's put her like to say 90, and we'll do no DI.
Later. Wow.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, let's grab a really light character now with a high gravity, like Falco. Like, we both know this is never going to kill him.
Yeah.
But here's where things get like really messy. So, let's now grab Samus, and we will now hit her with a sideways kill move. at like 100 with no DI. Let's hit her with a fully charged F smash. Okay, so not that percent. Doesn't kill her. But if we do that on Falco... See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, weight determines your horizontal knockback and ultimately is what determines your knockdown percents. How quick, like, it determines your knockdown percents and has mostly is what determines how far you're sent sideways. Your gravity, of which Falco has a very high one and Samus has a very low one, deals with your vertical knockback. And it deals with things like your vertical kill percents. It's part of why Jigglypuff dies so early, because she has very little gravity and very little weight. So, it's a recipe for death. Game & Watch, despite being... Now, the cool thing here is Game & Watch, despite being, like, having more gravity than Jigglypuff, but being lighter, actually has lower vertical kill percents. Sorry, actually has higher vertical kill percents than her, comparatively. So, like, I think that, like, at this... He's going to survive this, but I think that if we switch over to Jigglypuff, she will die from that. Interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question about like what the difference between the two are? Really, what it boils down to is like you have gravity that determines your vertical knockback, or like how high you're sent, and then you have, but stun is determined more by like your weight, which is your sideways knockback, and also what the game considers your like hit stun. Cool.
Very cool. Yeah. So, just to reiterate, like for the purposes of like comboing, like if I tip or fair Peach versus Jigglypuff, they will have different hit stuns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you hit those two with any move, they will have, because they will have different weight. Because they have different weight, they will have different hit stun. There are some exceptions, like the main exceptions for what you're looking for is throws. But the only exception to that is when the throw is weight independent. When the throw is weight independent, because throws determine their knockback in a different way than most other attacks. So this doesn't really matter for Marth because all of your throws are weight dependent. So they basically work like normal moves, so you don't have to worry about this. If you were playing someone like Sheik, where her down throw is weight where all of her throws really are weight independent, then you could like learn this, but there's like a special rule for certain throws. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Yep. Do you have any more nebulous questions you'd like us to address, or?
I think not at this time.
Okay. Then let me get you my spectator. Actually, my spectator code is still here, but I will repost it. And then let's take a look at your games, because I want to see what your play looks like right now.
Okay.
And you just have to make sure the game is running before sharing.
Before sharing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says connected.
Okay, perfect. I'm clicking watch, and yeah, let's see what happens.
All right. Are you in there?
I don't see anything on my screen yet, but let's give it a second. Are you in a game?
I'm not in the game, no. I'm in the select screen.
Okay, then it won't show until you're in a game.
Okay.
It has been working more, so I think that the update has gone through. But if it doesn't, then we'll have to screen share. But
okay.
I can see things. You're fighting a Link.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be so much more aggressive with your up airs. With your aerials in general, like, I wouldn't even limit yourself to up air. Nice neutral B kill. I can see that you're pushing the envelope on your hits more though. That's good. Because that was like one of the big things that I noticed from last time. Oh, full hop fair to hit that top platform, especially when they're on the corner like that. Because remember, your fair hits above and in front of you first, like slightly above his head. Nice. You look so much better, Jesus.
Thanks, man.
Like, for one lesson, not bad value.
Yeah, right? Tell the world. Ah, yeah.
Be greedier. Yeah, like down air, like falling down air. When he misses that grab, be greedier. Tip or forward smash, down smash, or falling down air into like something. Because like he just gave us like the best opening or tip or fair. Tip or fair's okay. But he just gave us like the best opening that we can possibly see in the matchup. Like, you know, we want to use it appropriately. We want to do more than just like the standard hit that you take. Because he's given us something kind of special.
Mm-hmm.
Like a free whatever the hell we want. Oh, F smash him. Like when he's slightly outside of the range of your down tilt, just F smash him.
Okay.
Because like your F smash, the order of your range on the ground is your down tilt has a little bit less. Like sorry. Your down tilt has the least. Out of your down tilt, down smash, and F smash, your down tilt has the least. Then your down smash has a little more, and then your F smash is even more than that.
Did you say range or?
Yeah, like range. So your down tilt has the least range out of your down tilt, down smash, and forward smash.
Okay.
So it's like one has like it's like down tilt, then down smash, then F smash. So if they're
Okay.
Yeah, so if they're slightly outside your down tilt, you can often hit the other two. I would have grabbed after the down air, but that's okay. On the first one. Second one, what you did was fine. Just like happened to not work. It's all good. Nice job not getting hit by that stupid link bullshit.
Oops. Right there.
It's okay. Because he's in the corner, I would have just thrown him behind me and killed him. Yeah, like that. Just have to like time it a little differently, but that's okay. That's all good. Let's shot back here.
Shot back here.
Yeah, we're too afraid of going off stage for kills.
Mm-hmm.
This is good though. Like, so I can see where like there were like things that you've done. I can see where like things are clearly much better, but I can still see like where there's improvements.
Okay.
So the biggest thing I want you to get comfortable with is when people go low, and you're holding the edge. First of all, we want to refresh our intangibility. So like let's get used to like falling off the edge and double jumping to re-grab it. Because you know how to do that, right?
Yep.
Perfect. So that's going to be the first step, and then we're going to try to, we'll build off of that. So, like, if we're going for edge hogs, we just want to, like, we want to refresh more.
Doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see even when we're recovering, you can see the benefit of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it also just killed a Link player. Okay, technically the Link player killed the Link player. Now they're out of here.
Yeah. He did something ridiculous and then DQ'd.
What an idiot.
DC'd.
This Link player does not have a bright future in this game. I feel like this is a character that that the offensive buffs that you've received, like that you're like working with, are you're probably very happy about.
Yeah.
Like this and Falco, I imagine, are like feeling much like more manageable. Oh, I would have just F-smashed him. I would have just dunked him. I also like doing it early in the match sometimes, just to like if they're in the perfect position for it. I sometimes just like doing it up front just to see if just to put the fear of God into them.
Right. It's kind of like a skill check thing too. Not like skill check necessarily, but like you're
letting
seeing
them
how they
know.
react to something, right?
Yeah, like you're letting them know that, hey, this is something I am prepared to do. Like I'm prepared to just end my combo and 20 you, like to put you into like a good edge guard like early. And then they wind up having to hold in, so then like things like that up tilt work more in the future. There's the argument that you do it in the other order, and that's fine, like, again, but I just feel like if it's already given to us, like, why not take it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This guy is, like, pretty solid. I like what he's doing. I think that we can beat him, though. Try to use fair as your main. If you're not sure what to do, try to use a fair as your main edge guard move, as your like edge guard move, because either it will pop them up and give you like stuff, or it'll like push them away, and it's like very efficient if you miss. So F smash is good, but fair to like if you're not sure what to do, fair is very, very good for edge guards.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay. Yeah. Edge guarding is, like, the #1 thing that we need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, your on stage is so much better. And, like, against the Link, you were just killing him, like, off the side a lot of the time. Or just, like dunking him. Like, on stage edge guard works, like, a little bit better there if he doesn't grapple. But yeah, like we need to be like more comfortable like fighting off stage and using our aerials for edge guarding. Why do you like F smash and down tilt so much for edge guard anyway?
Not really sure.
Not sure?
Yeah.
Then let's use fair more for edge guarding.
Yeah, fair at the ledge or like off stage fair is what you're thinking.
Both. Just
okay.
Just hit him with fair. Like when he's recovering. Off stage, just try to hit him with fair. Or either where he is, where he's gonna go, it doesn't matter.
Whoops.
No, but like that looked better.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the right idea.
Yeah, like that's to me that's a necessary mistake that's going to happen as part of the learning process. But like you can see the benefit of that, right? Like you were looking like Mewtwo King for a second. That's really good.
Hey, all right.
People really do not put enough respect on his name anymore. I remember when he came out and he was just so cutting edge. Nice.
Oops.
Fair. So we didn't have to jump so high. Remember, you want him to fall on when he's coming down like that. You don't really chase him up there. We're letting gravity do all the. We're letting the gravity and our powerful disjoints do all the work. Because yeah, what goes up must come down, including him. And all of his like various superpowers in the world will not change that. That one was a good call not to fair because you had the kill set up. But if you're not sure or you're still setting up the kill, then fair is very good. And fair sometimes just kills him.
Oops.
It's all good.
Oops.
F smasher. So I like fair there because after you hit the the falling tip or fair, if they hit the, if they tech it, you can then do the down tilt after. But it's harder to do the down tilt into the fair. And like the down tilt into the down tilt on techs. Yeah. Oh, he's upset. That's his problem. Okay. You can play someone else if you want to, or keep fighting him. It's all good.
I left.
Okay.
Can we go over like a few of those notes again? Sorry, I'm just like I have like a lot of trouble like kind of processing and remembering what you're saying while I'm
Sure. So I was just gonna say, like, just for edge guarding, just try to hit him with fair. For sharking, don't feel so compelled to like jump up to hit him where he is. Remember, he is like when he's high in the air, he has to fall on you one way or another. So we're just putting stuff in the places where he's supposed to fall. That means we don't even necessarily have to be directly under him. We can also be like below and to the side, because we can play to our range advantage that way too. Like our fair hits like up and to the side, but if we're like doing it in a spot where his back air and nair and stuff don't reach, then we're like playing to 2 advantages instead of 1, because he has to like he has to come down, and then he also has to protect himself. But we can be outside of the range of where his hits are. Does that make sense, or do you need a diagram? Do you need a visual?
No, I think I got that one.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's about it really. Like again, what you're doing looks quite good for the most part, so I'm not like too worried. Just yeah, let's play. I'm a big proponent of like learning practical learning. Good attempt. Nice.
This was pretty high ping.
Okay. Well, if you don't have to stay here. If it's too high for proper learning, you don't have to stay. Like, what is it right now? I don't get to see it.
It's about like 100 going up to like 180.
Get out of here. Well, we can find somebody else.
Okay. Well, shafty.
Tell counter. Nice.
Oh god. Okay. Sorry. Picking up pieces here. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, sometimes you have to like improvise. You took the kill. Like, could we have done that more, like in a way that where we survive? Absolutely. But you still got the kill. It's all good. At least we didn't blunder so badly that we both died. Like, we died and they didn't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're facing the right way. You should always be if you're going for that up tilt, you should always be facing the way where the Falco is.
Yeah, sorry, I'll attack flip.
Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to follow up those weak hit up airs, like up tilts, no, up airs or whatever, with just like up tilt. It's totally fine. As long as you're quick. It's like a chic combination, kinda. Just boom, boom. I like that you wave, even though you had a guaranteed punish there, I like that you wave dashed back, because it's good to like get into the habit of just like not taking like the thing that's in front of you. Because like, if he had done something, like a lot of those hits we can't react to, if we're already priming for like another hit. So yeah, it's just good to like back off. Like you know, with a better reaction, yes, we could have punished, but, like, it's good that you're getting used to, like, disengaging from, like, a spot that your character's not good in.
Okay.
Because, yeah, like, right next to Falco is just generally not good. Hold down at the edge. Because you want access to your down tilt right away. You can always, like, let go of it and go up, but you can't really, like, go up. You can't really go the other direction. Because you'll just down... Like, if you try to do it too fast, you'll down smash, right? So it's better to have access to the down tilt first, and then, like... Yeah, see how much easier that would be to hit? Because now we're just, like... we're just a little too late. Nice. Does that holding down near the edge thing make sense, though?
I think so, but can you please go over that one again?
Yeah, so, like, we can always... Once we let go of the stick, and, like... So once we're holding down at the edge, we can down tilt. And if we want to jab, we just let go of it. There's no, like, neutral smash that fucks up our input in that situation. But if we try to go from neutral to down, we might accidentally down smash, and that just fucks everything up, so we wind up being slower.
I see.
On that note, we should have a neutral smash. You're swinging slightly too late, like on your edge guards. Swing sooner, even sooner.
Yeah.
Try to go off his sound, not the visual.
Thank you.
Because there's a ding. Audio cues in general are better when they're available because we actually react to them faster. Like, as human beings, I mean. What are some other sounds? I wonder if there are other sounds that we can think of that, like... Yeah. Nice.
Aww.
Nice. So there's that shh from, like, the up B. That can be a good cue, a good thing to react to. The ding from the side B. The from, like, the down air. There's, like, lots of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even think of, like the tuk from the tech. There's a lot of things you wouldn't even think of as, like, being cues that are, like, there. And visual cues, there's more than you might think. Like, there's the cloudy smoke for a wave dash, and then the more spiky ones from, like, dash dancing and auto-canceling. And they all blend together to give us information. We are learning so much of our opponents at so many times without even noticing it. Beautiful. That was clean. I like that.
Thank you.
Did you like it?
I did.
It involved a dead Falco at the other end. Unironically, if you want to counter that, like, ledge hop dare, like, and also check for laser, counter is not totally stupid when he's, like, coming up from the ledge. It's not, like, I don't recommend it making it, like, a mainstay or anything, but if you want something funny to do there, it's not a bad idea.
I know what I did wrong.
What'd you do? What did you do wrong?
I got, like, right into his face when I didn't need to.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna. I thought the back air timing was a little ambitious. Great jab coverage. It felt like you waited, like, way longer than you had to. Like, it was very, very, very ambitious. But that's it.
Yeah, I think I just kind of, like, flubbed it. Like, I was, like, spending some time trying to choose what I wanted to do, and then it was...
That is, like, that's one of the most classic mistakes of this game, so... Nice. See, like, and before we would have probably down tilted or something there. And, like, we wouldn't have gotten a kill. And this guy's like, I'm just gonna laser now. I'm gonna, like, use neutral. Now that I know I have to use neutral, I'm going to do it. Nair and then nair and then mash fair. Like, sorry, yeah, nair at him and then mash fair if he hits you with a laser.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's that cheap shit, as we'd say back in the day. So the reason, like, I'm saying Nair is because Nair is, like, really good up front, and then you can take laser into fair on it, like, after the laser hits you, if he hits you near the top of your jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. So you get myself up in the air like that, and then after taking the laser, I can fair right after.
Yeah. And it, like, kind of, like, makes it, like, really awkward for him, him to attack you. Just want to be a little more careful about how you're doing it. Like, the trick is don't fast fall if the laser hits you. Because you just you don't want to, like, that's really where it all goes wrong.
Very ambitious.
We needed to just stall a little longer. It's okay. I like that you jumped up there. We just needed a hitbox out. Could have also, like, waited below it and, like, grabbed his landing. That's also fine. Nice power shield. Very nice.
I tried the Nair, I swear to God.
No, that was, to me, you had a tipper there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, coach.
You know what? If you don't succeed at first. Alright, we got one more.
What do you like to be called, by the way? Do you like David, KK?
You know me. You know me from back in the day, so David's fine. Usually it's just KK, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I call you Coach?
Yeah, Coach is fine.
Nice.
One person tried to call me Senpai. I put a stop to that shit. I was like, no.
You don't need that.
I was like, I don't need that heat. I'm like, like this. The funny and the thing is that he was like, he's like one of the younger people in the community too. So he was like a teenager, and I was just like, absolutely not. Like,
Weird right away. No.
Oh, somebody has just given me the best Slippy. Like, somebody like pinged me on like they replied to something on the Ontario Discord, and I think I know what my new like display name on Slippy is gonna be. Because right now it's Spinny Bird Fetus, but I think that it's going to be Timu Magi.
Timu Magi?
No, like Temu, like like the bargain brand like online store.
Okay.
So it's like that Magi, because like I did a triple up air like an up air corner carry combo into a dare in the Falco Ditto. So I was like I'm great value Magi. Yeah. Ooh, this guy's got game. Okay, let me focus. We're getting a little we're getting a little nervous. We're going for two. We need to put the fear of God into him. Yeah, F smash. We like F smash. Don't recover. Okay, so he's gonna try to cheese us here. Good. Nice. That ledge hop bear. That's what we needed. Yo, you've got those. Why don't we do those more?
Okay, starting right now.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Just do your thing. Don't worry about me. I'm not even here.
We're gonna win. 69 last stock. It's happening.
We've got Arizona. We've got the power of Arizona and light coaching on our side, and mid-set coaching on our side. Like, if we,
no. I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose.
Okay, he rolled. He did good player. Let's talk about our key takeaways though, because like we're at the hour.
We're at time.
Yeah, we're at time, but let's talk about these so that we can formalize these. So, biggest thing that with us is I'm going to make a diagram because I want to, and I'm going to show you that diagram. Let me just Let me just create one real quick, and I'll share my screen while I'm making it. So, I like to think of edge guarding as being like different zones. I find that this model works because it's very good, but more specifically, it works because when we really think about like how a stage is shaped, like if this is like the main platform of FD isn't exactly like just this straight line, right? It's got this like underside to it. That's like, so the way I always like try to think about Marth when he's like edge guarding in this position is
great Marth.
Yep. So like what areas do our attacks cover effectively? So I would say that like our fair covers like this, like everything from like and above us like pretty effectively. Everything from like in this kind of box area, I would say is probably solved by some kind of like forward air. Anything in here is probably forward airable.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Yep.
Cool. Now, there's additional options that open up depending on where the opponent is in relation to us. So I noticed that like we also go for up B a lot. So if this purple box is like up B, I would also say anything around this area is probably something we can up B, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can add a note for that here as well. So let's grab that and we'll do up. Man, it doesn't show up well enough. We'll do the lavender again. Up B. And then we can also label this section as fair. So there is going to be overlap between the two. It's awkward to hit this section with up B, which is why there's overlap here, but not like down here.
Yeah, that was when I did that like panic on the Randall nonsense and just threw it through a dare and killed myself.
Yeah, so I would
that
say
space I'm pretty uncomfortable with.
This space, like, yeah, so it's this space like around here that we're uncomfortable with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say this is where holding the ledge is really important. So the reason holding the ledge is important here is because with your intangibility, you're able to like hit people against the wall with like your fairs, and you're also able to up B once you're below them and come back up. Because I know we've all seen this before. You also have access to your side B, like side B, fair, fair stage spike, up B, like up B weak hit. So we'll put that here, up B. What you're really trying to do with these kinds of edge guards, because this spot is awkward for Marth. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is actually a tricky spot for people to recover into. You don't actually want them getting here. This is why, like, guarding this zone with fair is so important. Because you're relegated to forcing them to tech. This is actually a spot I'd consider edge guarding from the stage sometimes if you can't set this up, because here you could still do D-tilt, right?
Yep.
Or you could also look for edge hog. Edge hog is also very important here. But what you're trying to do if you do hit them into the stage is you're trying to force them to tech, grab the edge, like when you grab the edge with the up B, you're forcing them to try to tech away from the stage. So like if we think about their tech option here, like they get hit here and then they wall jump tech this way, right? And then they're all of a sudden into one of these zones. Well, now you can ledge hop bear them. So I would also say that there is another box here that we can mark in pink. This is like, okay, that's the wrong thing. this would be ledge hop bear. Like, if you're already holding the edge, then you also have the option to ledge hop bear in this spot. So are you starting to see how these spots, like, overlap and kind of work together?
Yep.
Yeah, so this diagram makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the idea here is that if they're here, then, like, we can sometimes just... And the cool thing here is there is, like, a special spot around here where they're just dead. Like, most characters, once they hit a certain area on this, like, in this kind of, like, red box that we're creating, once they hit a certain spot here, they are just dead and we can roll up. It varies from the character to character. Like, Foxes will be, like, further down, Falcos will be further up. You see how that would work. But once they can't, like, maneuver past this, then we can just hog. But, like, really the green spot that, like, where all of this, like, wackiness happens, it happens in, like, this kind of section. So this is why we have the need to hit them away, like, hit them into the stage and hit them away and do all this other stuff. It's just because of, like, how this particular, like, how his edge guard flow chart works. So the biggest thing with our key takeaways is I want us to try to, like, internalize some of this structure and, like, and get used to using it, because the biggest area that where you struggle is edge guarding. And like, the last thing I would say is, there's a spot around here where we have ledge hop dare, which is quite strong too. So which is a component of, like, this. Like, these are connected. But I'll let you figure out the magic yourself, because you are doing very well with what we're giving you. I'm just going to scrap, like, the less complete document, like the less complete diagram. And yeah, I want you to, but the biggest thing is I just want you to run with the ideas. Like, this is a part of the game that really rewards creativity and just, like, your ability to move through the different game states, like, fluidly. So don't feel limited by any of the things I've said. Again, I want you to experiment. Okay. So.
All right. Do you have a minute for, like, one more question?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's just, like, taking it like an edge guard right from the beginning. So, like, let's say I launch them up the stage. They got double jump still. They have all their actions. Like, where should I be setting up to start? Like, am I just kind of trying to keep myself in, like, horizontal line with their character until they dip below, and then try to set up something off the ledge?
Try to keep them within one full hop.
Okay.
So, like, you have the right idea. Keep yourself on this, like, aligned with them. Try to keep them within one full hop of yourself. So, like, if they go over you, remember, most up Bs have a lot of landing lag. So if they're super high and they illusion over you, a lot of times it's easier to hit them coming down than it is to hit them when they're going over you. So that's the only thing I'd keep in mind. But I would say, yeah, like, they should be within one full hop of you, which will mean that if they're sufficiently high, sometimes you board the platform. This is very, like sometimes you board a side platform. This is very common versus, like, Peach and Samus and stuff like that. So that you don't have to, like, commit, so that you can guard the platforms, because with their, like, buoyancy, they can sometimes reach top platform, right, by just drifting. And yeah, from there it's just figuring it out yourself. I'd recommend watching if you're ever stumped, watch any Zane video where he wins the matchup. You can usually, he's actually very technical, like, he's very fundamentally and mechanically sound, so he's a good reference point. Him and Mewtwo King are generally good reference points for, like, how do I fix my footing here, because they're very diligent about that. But in general, it's, like, within one full hop, facing towards them ideally, and then go from there.
Okay. And lastly, can you go over a little bit of, like, how to cover the Fox and Falco side B specifically?
Yeah, you just here. Let me show you that on screen.
Okay.
So this is we'll just use Uncle Punch for this. I'm not going to have them do the illusion, but you'll kind of understand the structure, I think, when I show you what it looks like. I think you'll understand the structure. So let me go to the Armada Shine training. It's in one event match. Armada Shine training, cool. And we'll do Battlefield, sure. So, like, what you do is you start with, like, a fair like this that covers, like, the illusion timing, and then you do, like, the thing that you're gonna do about the Firefox. Because, like,
Okay.
see how we're doing, like, 2 attacks? Like, it's kind of like that, and then you do that.
Okay. So just cover the ledge first with something.
Yeah. And, like, if you know that they're not doing it, then, like, you don't, then you don't have to even swing necessarily. Like, if you don't see the ding, then you don't have to swing. Like, you could even fall like that, like what I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, remember, like, the Firefox like, the illusion happens first, right? So, like, we're just wafting in this spot, covering it, and then if they don't do it, then, yeah, then we just continue in another way.
Okay. And should I be able to react to the illusion with a forwarder?
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
If you find that you can't, because again, reaction times vary, then I would say just like do the swing and structure it more from like an onstage starting position like this.
Okay.
Like where like you do this and then just go from there. Because this also works. Like it's not quite as strong, but it is still quite strong.
Gotcha.
Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, Keo, I will let you go.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
No problem. And same time next week, or if anything changes, you'll let me know, right?
Yes. Yeah, but for right now, I think we can keep same time next week.
Fantastic. I'll let you go then. Talk soon, and yeah, I hope that this was helpful. We'll see. I'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Okay, can't wait.